Welcome back. The official opening of the third session of the 8th Parliament takes place tomorrow, marking the start of a new parliamentary session and setting the tone for the legislative year ahead. Now, to help us understand what this important national event entails and what Namibians can expect from the opening ceremony, of course, what lies ahead for Parliament in this new session, we're joined by Mr. Immanuel Kooper, Deputy Director of Research and Information Services at the National Council of Namibia. Mr. Kooper, good evening and thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, Nina, and thank you for having me.
Mr. Kooper, let's start by going through tomorrow's official opening of Parliament in terms of, what Namibians can expect when it comes to the program and perhaps some key highlights.
Yes, indeed, it's the opening of the third session of the 8th National Assembly. I should correct it there because many times the confusion comes to play when we only talk of Parliament and people do not differentiate between the two houses. So National Assembly is in fact the one starting tomorrow, while as the National Assembly will of course have its sittings early in the year. Yes. So it's the opening of the third session of the 8th National Assembly, basically, if I may put it that way. So basically we have full program. There is a program running, so to say, outside the precincts of Parliament and of course inside the chambers. The programs normally that we see on television, where we have the Namibian Defence Force marching past, the gun salute, the arrival of the President and the invited guests, for example, diplomatic corps, and so on, those ceremonies, traditional performances from schools, etc. So we do have a detailed program that will run down outside the precincts and basically inside the chamber as the proceeding enters the chamber and how it starts, who to address. Maybe I will, if I get the chance, quickly run through the detailed program for the listeners and viewers to see what we can expect for tomorrow.
And talk to us a little bit about the significance of having the President officially opening the National Assembly, particularly at the start of a new session.
Yes, indeed, it's a very important event on the calendar of Parliament, and of course the President being the head of state and the head of government brings together the three arms of government, basically the legislature, the executive, and then the judiciary. So it's very important because it marks the beginning of the parliamentary business that outlines the government priorities, for example. It basically sets the government agenda, so to say. So this occasion, as I've said, brings together these three arms of government. It's very important that the President address this occasion.
And which key stakeholders and institutions will be present, Mr. Kooper, and why is their presence important for this occasion?
As I have said, when we talk of the three branches of government, the main players here would be then the executive that will be present, the judiciary, our judges will be present, and of course the legislature, various ministers. And of course these are also members of Parliament from both houses, National Council, National Assembly. Invited guests, and as I've said, government sets priority, agenda is being set for policy direction. We have development partners, we have the diplomatic corps, as I've said, that will be invited and be in attendance. But as I said, the official business of Parliament is it's a prelude to the official business of Parliament. That will, so those are basically the three main stakeholders are these ones, but of course the diplomatic corps invited various guests across the country.
So what tone is the new session expected to set for the year ahead?
Nina, of course we to deliberate, or the Assembly is to look at various legislation, which is bills that were discussed some time back, probably some stand over, and probably, if I may mention some of them, that will be tabled or that will be looked at this particular session. Its session of this Parliament would be the bills like the Public Enterprise and Governance Amendment Bill. We would like to discuss or see the Petroleum Exploration Production Amendment Bill. Those are new bills that were introduced last year. We will look at the Land Bill again. Mental Health Bill, there were some discussions already last year. It started last year. It was tabled last year by the Minister of Health. We will look at the Regional Council's Amendment Bill, Public Accounts and Auditors Bills, also spending for some time since 2024, as well as the Income Tax Amendment Bill. But are some of the bills that will be looked at this particular session. So those are things that we'll probably look forward to and would like to really learn. It's very important issues. Mental health issue is a burning issue in our country, I believe. Therefore, we have many social ills, maybe linked to mental health issues. So I believe it's a very important bill. And of course, the Land Bill. But yeah, those are the bills that this session of the Assembly will be looked at.
And of course, the public wants to follow these proceedings tomorrow. So how are they able to do that? How will you be ensuring accessibility?
Nina, as per the norm, the NBC, is always on top of your game. We normally broadcast live proceedings on our NBC platforms, NBC One, more specific, and then we have our parliamentary social pages, social media pages, the WhatsApp pages, YouTube, for example, especially the social media is quite active, and one can see how people are participating and following. So there will be live streams also on these platforms. So apart from citizens also welcome to be in the chamber, in the galleries, as invited, if there is enough space. Nobody, it's an open door policy of Parliament, so everybody is welcome. But they can follow on the NBC as well as our social media platforms.
Well, lastly, Mr. Kooper, what would you like Namibians to understand about the role of the National Assembly as this new session begins?
I would like to see very important, as I've earlier said, and there is always that confusion that citizens really do not differentiate between these two houses, and both are very important houses with various mandates as per the Constitution. Parliament is a body or an institution that is doing the representation, the oversight and the lawmaking. It's a lawmaking body or institution where laws are made. And of course, if we talk of representation, citizens are represented, their voices should be heard. They are the ones electing these leaders. And when it comes to National Council, for example, they are from regionals, regional constituencies, and they have the direct link between the citizens on the ground. So it's very important that citizens really participate and knows their role and knows the role of Parliament. It's their voice. It's a voice for the voiceless, so to say. One can perhaps put it that way. So that's the important role Parliament plays. And if I talked of Parliament, I'm referring to both houses, as I've said, National Council and National Assembly. Of course, we will also have a special session with the gathering of, as I've said, it brings together the three arms of government. So in the legislative arm, National Council members will also be present. We are currently busy with induction. And of course, we will also take them through. They will also be present this time around. And then we will also take them through what their roles are. Committees will be constituted, and those are the things that will take place. So that's the important role the Parliament plays.
Well, we appreciate your time this evening, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That was Mr. Immanuel Kooper, who is the Deputy Director of Research and Information Services at the National Council of Namibia, speaking to us about the official opening of the third session of the 8th Parliament that takes place tomorrow. We'll be right back after this.